We are back. More new shows, or specifically show, but many episodes to watch. I'm dreading this. I'm not really. I'm actually very, very excited. There's literally no reason to be because I don't understand or know anything about the show, but I've seen two things and both of them make me completely thrilled. One, I've seen like the colors and stuff that they've used on the different promo images and stuff they've done, and I'm fascinated by it. So I'm absolutely here for it. Two, the main girl, her name's fucking MAOMAO. Like that's perfect. She has green hair. She has freckles. Like the peak character design. There's nothing else we can ask for. So I've been looking forward to it because of her. I've seen some pictures. It looks like she turns into a cat or something. I'm excited. That's all I know. I really don't know anything about this. I don't like to go too much into it and, know too much before I get into it. It's more fun when I'm surprised and stuff. But I know a little bit more, I guess, with this than I do on most other things before we get into them, which is literally all that I've explained. So we're excited. Expectations pretty high. I'm expecting very strong quality. It is by Studio LLM, and they typically do some pretty good work. It's also in part by Toho Studios, which I don't know if they've ever done an anime or anything before, but that leaves big concerns. If you know anything in my complaints about Toho in the past and for other things I've done on this channel, they are the worst company, and basically they're going to claim copyright claim like every video that you try and upload with anything that has audio from the stuff that they basically do. So I'm nervous that I'm not even going to be able to post this because they might just claim it like instantly. Usually they don't get it for like a couple weeks, but they might get this like instantly because they're like more in part than just being producers or whatever for it. So I don't know. So if this video has no reaction in it, go to the description and there'll be a link for you to go and watch it there. The director, I haven't seen anything by him. He's directed, I think, one other show and I didn't watch it. So I've not seen anything that he's actually been a part of for directing. So I guess we'll be interested to see the direction that we go. I believe we play with like mythology stuff and then just like different historical stuff with like medical or medicine, and I have no idea besides that. I'm expecting it to be like fun, cute stuff along those lines, but also probably have some like serious hitting moments and discoveries and things that happen within it. I'm not sure if this is going to be something I have to like go ultra turn on brain for to understand what's happening, or if it's going to be laid back. Kind of hoping a little bit more laid back, but it might have like some substance. Like, I mean, more so like with like things like Freerin and stuff that I'm watching right now. It's like has substance and a lot of stuff that I can talk about, but I don't have to be like completely like observing everything that's happening to understand what's happening. Like it's pretty straightforward and you can pretty much grab onto it, no issue, while it still tells like an excellent story. So I'm kind of hoping just something along those lines that I don't have to like turn on brain and make me feel like I'm reading a fucking book while I'm trying to to do this, which does concern me because light novel and stuff. But sometimes they manage them well and sometimes they don't. So we'll end up seeing the direction that we go there. I have nothing else I really want to say. I guess I'm excited. There's gonna be three of these. I'm probably gonna do same thing I did with Freerin. So one episode, I'll probably edit, upload, get to the second one, edit, upload. We'll probably just do it in an order like that, unless we could run into issues with copyright and a whole bunch of other things. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. If you like it all, hit the like and subscribe to me, on to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave any comments though about this episode or this series. Let's get going though with Apothecary Diaries episode. Stage this girl MAOMAO is officially here, and we have a pretty interesting start. I won't say I loved it and was like completely blown away, say how I came out of other shows like Freerin earlier this season. Not to constantly compare things, but just to give like a understanding to everybody where we're at. But I found myself quite interested, and I feel like this is more of a there's a reason 3 episodes were released kind of thing. You have to continue to kind of figure out why. So also to make note, there wasn't like a ton that kind of happened, I guess. There'll be definitely be some stuff I do want to talk about and say, but not like a ton that really like developed and happened, and it was pretty straightforward for what it was. So I'm interested to see kind of where this goes, and I have some expectations and thoughts, I guess, as to where that's going to kind of go. Firstly, want to start off and say the character designs are excellent in this. They really pop, even for the characters who don't feel maybe as important, such as the girl that MAOMAO was always talking to and communicating with, that we were talking to earlier. Sorry if they said her name, whatever. They spelled a lot of names and stuff. It's going to take me a bit to get all of them. Anyway, she, like, even her, who's not like that important, had a really, just the way that she was drawn was very interesting to me, and I kind of like MAOMAO herself being literal peak character design is, also a blessing there. And then all the other, characters, the way that their hair is, or just the way that they design the use of color and everything on them really stands out. And the way that they're able to like contrast the certain things, like by using different eye colors or whatever the situation is kind of on point. And they're really nailing that, which makes me very excited. I guess while on the topic of visuals, animated fairly well, not, the best thing I've ever seen in my life, but pretty good and very enjoyable for what it was. And I'm assuming the quality will probably stay up to about that standard. And whenever we get into like some real crazy shit that might end up going down at some point, we might be able to really explore and use a lot of different vibrant things like colors and stuff to really make certain moments shine and pop out a lot more, which I'm kind of expecting at some point. So excited for that to show up as well. The plot and everything that we're following is fairly straightforward and simple. We're all sold into whatever situation this is. She's now servant girl, and then we just kind of follow her journey of kind of not trying to stand out, because one, she doesn't really, but also doesn't really want to, because then maybe more of it is expected, or there's a more of a watch on her, and we're just trying to kind of lay low in the shadows until our time here is kind of run out, because I think she said like after like 2 years or something she can go, and that's kind of perfect and all that she can really ask for. So it's a perfect situation for us all to end up in, and I think that's a simple and excellent enough start for us to go into. And then she kind of goes on her journey here and is able to figure out some people are dying from certain things, and whether it be a curse or poison or whatever it is that people are speculating, she's hearing these rumors of, being an apothecary herself and actually being smart enough to figure this out while nobody else in this town clearly is. It's able to kind of rise her up the ranks, even though she doesn't want to. She's just trying to, be a good, kind-hearted person here and help out people, because that's literally all that she wants to do, and that's what she is. She's somebody who has a thirst for knowledge and learning new things, but also putting that to use and actually helping others and those in need when it comes to that situation. Pretty easy things to kind of gather from seeing her character here. And I think it does a really good job, which ultimately we get led up to her becoming the servant in a way, or the I don't know what the proper word is, but basically the direct person that's going to be reporting to this other girl that we introduce later on. So she's got a big promotion, and I'm pretty sure that she's going to be in massive use with like everybody else around her to probably further the society and help others stay alive and kind of prohibit any of the stuff kind of coming forward. And she'll probably be able to get back to her roots a little bit more in the things that she wants to kind of do, rather than simple housework and stuff. I would assume that would be the case. So hopefully things go well for her when we go down that route. I do want to say I really enjoy so far and appreciate the idea that we have a very smart, capable, and pretty self-aware, but just well aware of everything that's kind of going on around her and the environment that she's in, main character here, and female lead that is, where typically I feel we can play into things being a little bit weird, or making others out to be a lot more stupid, or making whatever the situation is with other characters around them by making her a lot more dumb, and then, or like I just said, making everybody else a lot kind of dumb around her to boost one or the other. I feel like we're in an environment where that's not necessarily the case, as we just saw with Janishi, and he's able to kind of just trick us and do whatever, but she's pretty well aware of her environment and is able to kind of settle in and lay low, or do what she has to, and understand the ways that she needs to kind of go about to survive or get the things that she wants. And she knows the things that she does want, and tries to figure out ways that she can kind of achieve those things while getting around, not causing too much like attention being drawn on her. And I just think it's a really interesting way for us to go, about writing this character and having her be the lead, which makes me kind of excited for us to go down this route, especially with somebody who has the type of personality that MAOMAO is showing here. Makes me very excited, because she's very fun to kind of listen to and just watch the different like antics and things that she kind of gets up to, so far at least. So I'm excited to see the direction in which she heads. Directly looking at the episode and stuff, OP song's pretty good, and then the visuals are really good for what they do with her, but it's a little simplistic, I would say, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's just an interesting note the way that they do the OP and the ED for something that maybe it's just on me, but from the key visuals and stuff that I saw before, was expecting things to be a little bit more kind of lively and vibrant for what they were, and I felt like that didn't really come through and get showcased enough through either of the visuals, which isn't, like I said, a bad thing necessarily, but maybe I was expecting a bit more of like a spectacular like type of thing that we were kind of witnessing. But some of it was done really well, and it was animated pretty pretty well. So no real complaints there. Just things I guess and I wish a little bit more. We get MAOMAO here being her normal self and doing whatever she's got to do here, which is pretty fun. Her life beforehand. It appears we had a little flash moment, and I don't know what it was because it was like so quick, but I'm assuming something. She either got in trouble with the old man himself, or she got like kidnapped again, or like something happened and basically she fucked up her arm. Either somebody broke it, or she got hurt, or she burned it, or she did something. A mishap might have happened when she was experimenting with things. I don't know, and I don't know if it necessarily matters. I'm assuming it's healed by now and we're probably not going to play back into that much more, but it was just something else for us to kind of note going forward and what it was that she was trying to do. Seeing her get so excited and happy when she comes here and she's able to find all these different things that she can possibly use for different medicine and supplies and stuff is fun. And then she immediately just gets kind of taken and dragged away, in which she gets sold into being a worker here at this palace, which it's unfortunate it happens, which I also kind of miss. I liked her outfit and everything and the boots and stuff she had before. So it's a bit unfortunate that we have to switch into roles like this, but whatever, we take it as it is. I could have gone through an entire thing of her just being like countryside girl doing whatever, being her apothecary self and just going about that. Like I could have easily gone through that, but it is what it is. We meet this girl too, who is very, very fun for us to have. She's very rumor heavy, you know, she's very energetic, and I love her. Her voice actress I love as well. She's very distinguishable. She's very easy to kind of read. Frederica from 86 and just a bunch of other characters that have very, very distinguishable voices, but she sells them really well and makes them very fun, especially when she plays like a character like this and plays over the top. It's fantastic and it's really, really great. I love the dynamic between her and MAOMAO, somebody who's like overly excited and wanting to tell you what's going on, but then the other person doesn't really care, but they also absorb and actually do listen and take in the info and don't just kind of brush it off like it's nothing, and keep that stuff in the back of their mind. This is where we get introduced to like the main plot points of what's happening here within this episode, where we have the two different families, especially or I guess the emperor himself, and is trying to have some children in these situations, but he takes a liking to multiple girls outside of just the main one that he's supposed to in the situation, and things end up happening where all the children here end up getting sick. In one of the households, unfortunately, this lady ends up getting sick as well, and it's not just the child in that situation. So this is where we start going off again with the curses and the rumors and everything. The expressions that she has are great. The way that they kind of do the hair, make it flip up like that, the energy, you really feel like the passion kind of coming off of her and the excitement in that, which is great. So the character animations for a lot of the stuff has been pretty on point, especially the facial stuff that they've been doing. These moments too are fun. They're not the worst. Sometimes I have problems like when we switch styles and I think that they're kind of lame or don't do well for comedy stuff, but they work pretty decent so far for this. I wasn't like in love with all the moments, but they do work, especially in a moment like this when these two are having this conversation. We end up interrupting or seeing this meeting in town where basically she's trying to get her son to be cured in a way and not be sick. They both need a lot of treatment, but unfortunately nobody really knows what's going on and doesn't really know how to do this. So of course you're gonna have panicked mothers and everything in these situations. Plus she's also sick herself here and she's trying to figure out what the hell's going on and trying not to lose either of their lives in this moment. So of course they're gonna be panicked and angry and trying to do everything they can while understanding how powerless they really are, but probably expecting too much out of other people, and not probably having their head on straight and thinking, which I think it's a normal reaction for her to have. Hitting this other girl, probably not, because she's also experiencing something with her own kid and stuff, but of course you're going to act a little bit selfish and maybe out of self-interest here because somebody's so close to you, you're just going to value them over someone else. It's kind of natural. So I definitely expect that. I loved the different moments here of MAOMAO going into the crowd and coming out and her trying to like squeeze through and get out of there without anybody really trying to see them. This is a fun moment too where she ends up walking by Janisha here and he kind of just turns around and he's like, what the fuck was that? Like something about her caught his attention here. There's definitely going to be a romantic thing between them. I'm assuming based on just the how put off she kind of is about a lot of things with everything that's going on. MAOMAO it's probably gonna be one-sided and she probably won't have the same feelings back, but he definitely is going to take an interest in her in some sort of way. It's only natural for that to happen. I'm fully expecting that. So she puts her plan into motion and she wants to help because of course that's the kind of person that she's really showcasing herself to be. She uses this flower and actually writes stuff and she's trying to help things out. Most people can't read, so of course she has to get it to somebody who can properly do this and actually can figure out what the hell's going on. We're able to be successful here and figure out through the writing and what happened, how or this powder powder that they were having was actually being poisonous and was being used to essentially kill these people. I don't know. They might have said it and I might have just overlooked it or not understood. But to me, it didn't seem like anybody intentionally planted this and was trying to do this to them. It just seemed like something that they were using because it looked like it worked well or was doing good things. But unfortunately, was the cause of a lot of death and problems for many others. And nobody actually was able to pick up on and realize that, because even the caretaker or whatever that she said, the one who was like applying it and recommending it, was using it on herself and was causing that. Like, why would you kill yourself in the process if you're trying to? Like, it doesn't make much sense. So to me, it just seems like absolutely nobody knew what the hell was going on except for MAOMAO in this moment, which ends up causing us to be like, what the fuck was happening? Who wrote this? And having to go out of our way to figure it out. Another cute moment with these two. I hope she's still involved. Like, I hope we can get their dynamic a bit more because it's really fun so far. And I hope that we can kind of keep doing this, even though MAOMAO gets her promotion here. I love to her reactions to this and being so like put off and not wanting to have to deal with any of this or not wanting to get caught or like viewed at like just whatever it is. She's not happy in this moment. And I love the way that she's kind of overreacting to this, especially everybody too. This is also where the one-sided romantic thing I'm assuming is going to come into play. Consider all the girls, the way that they kind of fawn over this guy, but he doesn't, or she doesn't really care in a way, and she's just kind of caught off. His tactic here is excellent, calling her out by writing it down, and none of the girls actually know what the hell's going on because nobody can read, right? Or nobody can probably write or anything either. And then she immediately has a reaction to it, so it's pretty easy for him to to pick it out. Also, it makes it look a little bit less suspicious when you call everybody there, and then you know, instead of just calling out one person and bringing them in. Also, apparently buddy's name's Jinshi and I've been calling him Jinishi, so I apologize. We're getting used to it. That's what it is. Another like fun moments again when we style change here, which actually isn't too bad at all. And then we end up having our meeting where she kind of explains everything that's going on. I love how she's still like covering and hiding herself in a way because she doesn't want to be here. You know, you can't see me, I can't see you type of moment, which is great. I love the change of lighting here in this moment too. And actually, as she explains the things that she knows, where she comes from, what she actually is capable of doing, and how, you know, helpful and useful she actually can be. And of course, they're very appreciative of this because you saved their lives and somebody that's so fucking important to them. So of course, they're going to be happy with this. So essentially at this point, because of the things and the good things that you've done, and now the advances and stuff that they're able to properly end up making at this point, we're going to be able to give you a promotion. So she's angry because she doesn't want to have more fucking work and be involved with people and, you know, be closer to these people who can get her killed and stuff if she messes up. So of course she doesn't want this job and she doesn't want to do this, but at the same time having the opportunity to work for somebody and work more with medicine or whatever it is, you know, just for being whatever it is that your job's now going to kind of entail, shit, it kind of sucks. Because it's a tough one for her. So it's gonna be fun to kind of see what she has going forward. They end this off here a little bit, and it appears somebody's been poisoned with something else entirely, and we're probably gonna use her here. So my guess before we move forward, I guess, would be MAOMAO will be used in the way where they're gonna kind of use her to solve these mysteries with different things of people getting sick, whether it be through poison or they said curses, so we could even explore stuff like that. And we're going to probably use her and Jinshi's way of kind of working together in a way to figure out what exactly was going down and what's happening. And as a reward, he probably is going to supply her with the opportunity to kind of do her apothecary things that it seems like she absolutely loved and was kind of, you know, amazed over, and give her a little bit more free reign instead of constantly having to be stuck down and working and with all these people. I would guess that would be like a pretty solid trade-off for us to go down. So I'm assuming that's probably the case, and I think that that'll be fun because it'll let her kind of still have her own freedom and do the things that she wants, like hobbies and all those types of things, right? But at the same time, you supply service and something to kind of give back to us. So I think it would kind of work. What her role too as like the main servant or whatever it is that she's doing here is going to be, I don't properly know. I don't know if it's literally just going to be she's going to work with Jinshi and they're going to do whatever, or she actually is going to like fall under this girl and have to do all the same stuff that she was just doing in her previous job, but now just like directly reporting to her. I don't know the proper way that they're going to approach that, but I am interested. The ED's fun as well. It's a very fun style of them doing this, but once again, I was expecting a bit more like liveliness of whatever was going to happen, which we ended up not getting. The ED songs also pretty good so far. No like loves or hates towards any of them. I'm gonna have to listen to them more. Music's kind of tough for me. I have to listen many times before I know what the hell's going on, and I'm pretty sure, I'll just check actually, I'm pretty sure the ED was same artist who did the season 2 or the part 2 of Witch from Mercury. Yeah, the voice is very out there. Who the OP, I don't know if I know this person. I don't even remember the song, to be honest. My Hero season 4, I never got to, so I don't know, and I don't know any of the other shows. So yeah, okay, I wouldn't end up knowing. I guess I'll look at voice actors while I'm at. I know it's Aoyuki for MAOMAO, and I know for the other girl, it's the girl who plays Frederica and all those other girls. Yeah, Kurumi and all of those. All the fun ones that have fun voices, because she does great with her job. Okay, yeah, of course. And then Jinshi, I guess I'll look at because we got introduced to him, who is Aqua Oshinoko and Leon from the whatever that one's called. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna really have. Very fun, very excited to see kind of what's to come. Wasn't overly thrilled or in love with it, but I'm very intrigued for what's to come, and I think that it'll be a good progressing story and not necessarily something that'll be wrapped up like episode by episode basis, and we're just gonna kind of constantly have to go through these. And I'm also assuming that's why 3 were released at 1, because you have to get like the big picture of kind of what you're overall going to be witnessing here through all 3 episodes. So we'll continue onwards with that journey. I'll try and get this out as quick as I can. If you liked it all, the like and subscribe to me a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. Leave me comments with this episode series. I'll be back for episode 2 in a couple hours, hopefully. You guys have a good one. Peace.